Bolden. I'm the Chief Customer Officer at SMUD, right? Been there, just like you heard, 23 years, almost. I've had the honor of serving as the Chief Customer Officer for the last 4.5. And I can tell you, nothing excites a Chief Customer Officer more than talking about customer experience. So we're gonna frame it a little bit different today to talk about customer experience. We're gonna talk about customer experience as an asset, right? Different kind of concept. You don't hear us talk a lot about that, but it really is an asset. Customer experience in that sense, right? Customer experience is not something that you can necessarily touch, right? You can't pick it up. But it is an asset. It's an intangible asset. Think about what an asset is. An asset is a resource that an organization owns or controls or leverage to bring value either now or in the future. All those things that you just described, you just threw up, do just that. They deliver power. They deliver energy. They deliver water, right? But customer experience does something similar. It does deliver that value. And when leveraged, the return on investment is exponential, okay? Your employees are assets, right? Your customers, in many sense, are assets. For SMUD, we definitely consider our customers assets. We're a community-owned, not-for-profit, right? So when we serve our customers, our job is to deliver the best possible experience for them so that they can find value. The benefit of CX is very clear. First and foremost, and most importantly, it builds trust. And trust is critical for a utility, for any organization that's delivering to a set of customers. Trust is essential. You've heard me say this before, if you've heard me speak before, but trust is one of those things that in every interaction, it can be built or it can be broken. So when you think about that in those terms, right? If a customer feels seen and heard, they trust. That trust is broken when they feel unseen or unheard, right? You've all been customers before. You know what it's like when you've not been heard. It's not a great feeling. You don't build that trust. Another benefit of CX is customer value, right? Delivering on those customer expectations delivers the value that they need, that they're looking for. And for utilities, that value can look like many different things, but it's got to be there, right? And last but certainly not least, treating CX like an asset builds brand loyalty. So the business case for treating CX like an asset, treating it as an asset, your most important utility asset, is you get a lot of benefits, right? Customers don't call you as much because you've provided what they needed, right? That drives down the cost to serve, right? Your employees feel engaged because they're interacting. They've got the tools that they need to deliver the best possible customer experience. So then they're excited to come to work. They're excited to do and carry the mission, right? Those are very tangible things, tangible benefits for investing in your customer experience. We at SMUD have an asset strategy for our tangible physical assets, but we also have a strategy for our customer experience. It's our customer experience framework. Basically, the framework is our guiding principle in what we embed in every product and service that we develop. Essentially, we want to do a thing, make a thing, create a service, a program that makes it easy for our customers to do business with us, that's responsive to their needs, right? That shows that we care about them. that is trust building, and because we're SMUD, is community minded. That essentially is our asset strategy. So think about that. When you treat CX as an asset, you have to treat it like an asset. You gotta have a strategy. Another thing you have to have is a plan for asset management. You have to invest in your asset. That means deploying platforms like SEW, like SAP, right? Building that network so that you can do the best possible job that you can, making yourself more efficient, more operationally efficient, right? Then there's maintenance or measurement of CX, right? Customer sat, that's an easy one. Voice of customer, right? Measuring customer value, there's one, right? Taking those insights and then leveraging those insights to do what? You optimize your asset. You get better, right? When you take those assets, when you take that information, those data points, you can make data-driven decisions on where you need to make your investments in CX. So I want to touch on optimization a little bit, dive a little deeper. I read a research article from J.D. Power a couple weeks ago, and the title, I'm not going to get it exactly right, but it was basically like, how do utilities install trust with their customers? Communication. It was communication. Something really simple that we don't necessarily think all the time about. We think about it, but communication is like the #1 thing that either makes or breaks trust with organizations. Utilities especially. When the lights are out and they call you and say, hey, we know your lights are out. Your ETA is 2 hours. And the power doesn't come on until the next day. That's the problem. And they don't tell you that it's not gonna come on to the next day. So you're just sitting there, right? Or better yet, you're out, they tell you, oh, it'll be back up in an hour. Or worse yet, it'll be back up in 6 hours because it's a severe storm, right? And so you're making plans, you're like, okay, let me get my stuff together, I gotta go find some place to work. You leave and it's back up right away. And they didn't tell you, right? Setting those expectations. When that doesn't work well, it goes really bad. Let me give you an example. You all heard about this federal shutdown, right? You heard what's going on with the airports. Unfortunately, right? So apparently tomorrow is going to be the day that we're gonna learn which airports are affected and what flights will be canceled. My favorite airline sent me a text already, sent to me this morning, and said, hey, we know you're traveling in the next couple days. Here's what's going on. Here's where your flight is. Here's what you can do. If you're comfortable, keep your flight. We'll deal with it when it comes up, right? Or you can change it for free. And here's all the options that you have available to you. How do you think I feel right now? I'm not stressed about it. I'm like, okay, I can get home. They're already on it. They're already taking care of it. Made me feel good. I trust that airline. Brand loyalty, they got me, right? As opposed to another experience that I had recently that was really bad. Well, it could have been worse, but it was bad in my eyes. So how many of you shop online for stuff, right? Perfect. I shop for shoes. I like shoes, all types of shoes, sneakers especially. So I have my eye on this pair. Got it, bought it, all the things. They're like, we're gonna ship it to you. Needs a signature. Okay, fine. I'm traveling in the next couple weeks, so God, I hope it comes at a time when I'm home, right? Because I can't schedule the delivery. So they say, well, it'll be there Saturday. I'm like, perfect. Saturday. Got a window between 1 o'clock and 4. So I'm like, oh, okay, I can go run my errands, do all my stuff, or Saturday morning. Be back, get my shoes. I'm excited. I've waited a long time for these shoes. I want them today, right? So I keep checking back. Still says 1 to 4, 1 to 4. I'm like, all right, cool. Day I wake up that morning, I was like, the shoes are coming. Check it, 1 to 4, cool. I go run my errands, go get my nails done. As soon as I sit down, something told me to check again. Can you guess what happened? They moved the delivery window up, right? It was now like 11 to 2. I wasn't gonna be anywhere near home. They thought they were doing me a favor. They thought I would be happy with that. But I wasn't, because I rearranged my whole life around picking something up. And now, there it is. And if I miss it, I'm gonna be gone for the next couple of weeks traveling, so I won't be able to get it. So, not a great customer experience. I don't trust that carrier. I won't say who it is. So I said all that to say, communication is key. Those interactions are key. Again, trust can be made or trust can be broken. We did something similar based on communication with our customers at SMUD a couple months ago. One of the things, and I'll circle back to this in a second, when you think about trust, right, and you think about communication, what's really important to get right about that is communication is a two-way street. Customers expect good communication, right? But we need to listen to what their needs are as well. So we did a little polling with our customers and we said, hey, when you hear from SMUD, what do you want to hear about? Tell us. We listened first, which is actually a Franklin Covey trust behavior, just so you know. Read the book, listen first, it's a thing, right? The top 3 things were, I want to know when there's an outage and when it's restored. I want to know when you're doing work in my neighborhood. And I want to know what's going on with my bill. So we did a pilot. We started sending robocalls out to customers when because we already have the outage notifications, we already have bill alerts. But the let me know when you're doing work in my area was an interesting one. Because it's an actual interesting conversation for both the customer and for SMUD and our employees. Field folks don't like to surprise customers because sometimes it cannot go well. And safety is becoming an issue. So we took action. We started rolling robocalls. We did about 9,000 calls that were sent out to customers, letting them know that we were going to be working in their area, just so they would be alert, right? So that the SMUD worker would not be caught off guard, right? What do you think we heard from our customers? It was awesome. They loved it. Very highly satisfied. What do you think we heard from our employees? Also good. In fact, thank you. I feel better. I feel safer. That's a win-win, right? So think about that. Think about those points, right? Again, make or break trust. You have options, right? For CX as an asset, you got to do a couple things, right? You got to have a strategy and you got to manage it. And it will pay dividends for you. The return on investment is there, right? Trust, customer value, right? Those are those things that you absolutely have. And brand loyalty is the last. So with that, thank you very much. I hope you learned something about CX as an asset today.